Okay, I can only have 10-minute long videos, so that's why I had to stop there. So again, I've clicked on Edison, I've held down the shift key, and I've clicked on trolley, so everything in between is now highlighted. They then tell us to release the shift key, and now hold down the control key, the CTRL key. With the CTRL key held down, we are going to click on tour rates, and then release the control key. So we now have, and also the list file. So we now have Edison, Logo, Miami Beach, Ocean, Drive, and Trolley selected, which are our JPEG or our picture files. Okay. They want us to copy them into the marketing graphics folder. So I'm going to right click on one of them. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to right click on one of them, and I'm going to copy them. I'm then going to go to the marketing graphics folder, and I'm going to right click, paste. So you're going to notice that the originals stay out here because I have copied them to the marketing graphics folder. Okay, so that's how you can copy. They then ask us to actually move the tour rates file. So to move, remember that's not copying, that's moving. So you can either right click cut, right click paste, or you can hold down the left mouse and drag. I'm going to go ahead and use the drag method. So I'm going to hold down my mouse on tour rates, and I'm going to drag it to the financial folder to move it to its new location. Page 23 then wants us to delete all of the files in the module folder. So be careful here. We are in the module folder. They are not wanting us to delete the folders. They are only wanting us to delete the files. So the easiest way to do that is to click on Edison, hold down the shift key, click on trolley. So all of our files are listed, or I'm sorry, all of our files are selected. Right click on one of them and delete. And now those files are no longer a part of our module folder. On over to page 24 is where they're going to want us to learn how to rename a file. So we are going to locate the sites folder, and we're going to double click on it to open it. On step 2, it says right click the city guide file and click rename. So here's my city guide file. I'm going to right click and I'm going to rename it. On step 3, they ask us to rename it to be Miami Guide by pressing the enter key to permanently now rename it. Okay. I'm actually going to skip that next box on page 24, and that's going to take us on over to 25, which is there's nothing to do. 26, there's nothing to do. 27, there's nothing to do. So that takes us on over to page 28. Okay, on 28, they are wanting us to work with compressed files. Okay, so we're going to create a compressed folder. So we want these folders to be able to be emailed to maybe some fellow employees. If you know anything about emailing, you cannot email a folder. Instead, you can only email a compressed folder. So we're going to click on financial, hold on the shift key, and click on website. So all of our folders are selected. We're going to right click on one of them, and this time we're going to send them to what we call a compressed folder. Compressed folders can actually be attached to an email. They ask us what we want to save this compressed folder as, and we are going to save it as Miami Trolleys. Okay, so there's our compressed folder. So we can now email that compressed folder, and then our employees would be able to see what's inside of there. But on page 29, before they can see what's inside of there, we needed to be able to extract it. And we actually talked about this in the navigating your data files folder, but we need to go ahead and extract these. So if we right click on our compressed folder, we're going to extract them. Now notice that it is wanting to extract it to a folder called Miami Trolleys. Well, our compressed folder is called Miami Trolleys, and now they want us to create an extracted folder called Miami Trolleys, which is kind of confusing. So we're going to be very careful here, and we are going to backspace out the word Miami Trolleys. Okay, I'm not going to get rid of anything else, just those words of Miami Trolleys, and we're going to call it backups. I'm going to go ahead and hit extract, and it now opens up that new folder called backups with our 4 folders in there. If I go in to my original module folder, that original folder that we started with today with about 10 different files in there, we now have all of those files in 2 folders. we now have a compressed folder that we can email, and we now have an extracted folder to be able to view those folders inside of it. So that completes our file management tutorial video. It is now your opportunity to go ahead and take the quiz over this activity. So let me go ahead and save that. So if you go back to modules, okay, in our FM directions, it says that you're going to complete the module. After you get done completing the module, you are then going to complete a quiz over this activity. So in that activity of the quiz, you are going to have questions asking you how many files are in such folders, right? So for instance, if one of the questions was how many files are in the sites folder, you would go out to your module folder, you would go out to the sites folder, and you would say 1, 2. And then you could answer 2 on that quiz question. Okay. There are a number of, I believe it's 10 questions for you to complete over that activity. So again, make sure that you complete this unit first, this module first, and then use that folder with all of the files and folders and moving and renaming and such to be able to complete that quiz over that activity. The reason I'm having you do a quiz over this activity instead of actually turning it in is because you can't turn in this folder very well for me to grade. So that's why I'm going to have you take a quiz over it.